So it is a Wednesday, so it is another look what I've been watching. So anybody new to this series or comes across these videos, this is a weekly roundup of what I've been watching from this Wednesday to last Wednesday. Then on a Thursday I will do the video for the following. Simple enough. Obviously I go over what I like, what I don't like. Please feel free to comment, like if you've seen any of these, if you agree, disagree, if there's anything. As you'll see, I like a varied variety of movies and TV series, so if you see anything that you think I may like, please recommend it in the comments below. I may already have it or I may not know about it, who knows. So for this week's video, this is what I've been watching. So not a lot, it doesn't look like a lot here, it is more than what it seems, but let's get into it. I'm kind of going to do part of it in a little bit reversal, so I normally do it in reverse of what I've seen last and first, but there's a reason for it. So first off, the second to last movie that I did watch was Titan AE. So obviously a big fan of Lit back in the day. They did the music or some of the music for this. I do like Don Bluth. He is the director, or came on to be the second director, co-second director for this movie. And I did enjoy this movie. They never made it into a Blu-ray as far as I can see online, so you can only get it on DVD. It's not bad. It does need a kind of upgrade, I feel. And it is a fun animated movie. It's with a bit of CG, it's kind of drawn and animated in there. I do think this was at an era where anything, and I think maybe this is a discussion for a bigger movie, is that space animated movies don't do well. I say this wasn't received that well in the cinema. Treasure Planet wasn't received very well at the cinema. I say there have been a few other space ones over the time, but they just don't seem to get, I mean, even I suppose Atlantis is kind of sci-fi. They don't really seem to do that well, but I really enjoy this. Has anybody seen it? Let me know in the comments down below. Cool, and then we'll go for the first kind of one I finished off. So this is season 1 of Eureka. So yes, so kind of one of my goals or pending goals for this year is to try and finish off some series that I've been way overdue, that I've had, that I haven't finished. One of them is like, I've never watched the last season of Smallville, so I have that to watch. I've never finished all of this, so I've started to rewatch. It's only 5 series and there are only like 12 to 16 episodes per series. 5 series so this, and Warehouse 13. I did start watching a little at the beginning of this year that I need to go back to, so it's kind of, you'll see like these two, Naruto and that 70s show are the ones I'm kind of watching. So I want to finish all them and then I can go and do some newer series, but I've never finished this even though I have it all. So watch season 1, so season 2 will come out and that will get put in the watch pile. Then the final kind of 1-2, it's X-Men related. So as you can see, there are 7 movies in this, as I figured out. So I've watched them all over the span of a week. So I basically got on this, I wanted to downsize my collection. That's why I upgraded to Blu-ray, because obviously 7 movies in it in the span of 2 saves me 5 spaces, and obviously smaller packaging. Obviously a lot of people got the steelbooks of these. To be honest, I liked the Blu-rays enough. I liked a lot of the movies. Each movie had something that I did really appreciate for. I was a big superhero fan anyway, but it was something I don't feel it needs an upgrade. I think they're good movies. I don't think they're great movies. You know, people disagree. I mean, the first one was good. Obviously, Hugh Jackman was perfectly cast. I think Patrick Stewart was perfectly cast as well. You know, and how that dynamic worked. Obviously, you had the original X-Men and it was fun. They kind of come together, some of the action scenes and stuff. And kind of introducing you to the world. Obviously, with the Brotherhood and that, I would have liked, it would have been, you know, it would have been nice to have more characters from each side, but obviously they're kind of building this franchise up. Then obviously it takes us to number 2. So this is, I like the fact this introduces more people. Obviously there is a bit more focus towards Wolverine in this one, which obviously he is quite a pivotal character. It's good obviously having Rogue in it. And stuff, and I do like the interconnections of the characters. Obviously the introduction of Nightcrawler and a few other people, and the Colossus and stuff like this. Again, it kind of makes you want, it's the movie that kind of makes you want in more from the franchise, but it's still quite good. I think it's the longest movie, or was the longest of the original trilogy. So that was those two. Then we went on to X-Men Last Stand. So this wasn't regarded that well. I did like bits of this. I mean, the most kind of the enjoyable bit I liked, I was surprised of Kelsey Grammer as Adult Beast. I think he's perfect for a role. Spoiler alert if you've not seen the Marvels, he obviously has a cameo in it. And to be honest, he works so well. I love Nicholas Hoult as a younger version, but as adult, matured Hank McCoy, I think Kelsey Grammer is great in this. It's a good story. I think because we keep seeing this Dark Phoenix saga, this is the only thing with X-Men, with the movies, they always seem to gravitate to this point and always have a focus on Jean. I really wish they would follow different stories, which they kind of do. It kind of felt like 1 and 2 were really good, then this was a bit of a downhill, and maybe because it's Dark Phoenix and a lot of other stuff going on. Not as many mutants were then followed on from, they're trying to battle Jean and obviously Magneto and his new mutants, but obviously there's only 5 X-Men by the end of this and stuff, and it's like there could have been, you could have had far more, bringing what happened to half of them from 2. But it is what it is. Then we move over to X-Men's Wolverine. So this was kind of the first standalone movie. They did Wolverine, then I think it was going to be Magneto was going to have his own standalone, but this didn't do very well. Obviously, they're really bad. Deadpool. But it did have a lot of good characters in there, showing Blob and stuff like this. And that. And I like the love interest. I know it was kind of all a ruse, but the family that take him in, and there were little bits like that worked really, really well. I didn't mind it, like the Levi, whatever his name is, as the different Sabretooth. But I did enjoy it, in Gambit and stuff. It did touch on enough stuff. I just don't think it was necessarily executed or came together that well, obviously, and everybody remembers the bad Deadpool. So that's so 4. Then we go on to 5. So X-Men First Class, great movie. To kind of reboot the franchise, I think it's Matthew Vaughn who directs this one. I thought it was really good. I mean, when I watched it the first time, I think this is the second or third time seeing it. I'm a big fan of Banshee, so I'm glad he got, I'm glad they took some shots, let's get some X-Men together that you don't really know about, and even Kevin Bacon as Sebastian Shaw, I thought worked quite well. You could tell the helmet didn't quite fit to him because we knew where that was going. But I still did enjoy it. I liked how they added in like the Cuban Missile Crisis and stuff like this. They kind of built it into the real world so you could connect to it. I think I said that when I originally saw the movie many, many years ago. The actors are great and the cast is great. And as I say, because they went down a non-official route, kind of, you don't have Cyclops, you have Havoc. We don't have Jean Grey, we don't have Storm, we don't have Beast, we don't have Angel, we don't have Wolverine. Wolverine features obviously in the bar, but that is it. But I did thoroughly enjoy this movie, and it was being like the 4th in the series, but kind of a reboot, but kind of not because it's interconnected later. Then takes us on to the Wolverine. So this is a kind of step along the line of the story of Wolverine. So again, I quite enjoyed this. There was a lot of aspects of going to the China, and having it was kind of the story development of Logan kind of coming to realisation of what he had to kill Jean and all this stuff. And I think it did well. The Silver Samurai was a bit clunky, and I like the fact he saved the guy in the end, but then the fact the guy kind of screws him over and stuff like this. There were a few little bits that didn't kind of work for me, but I've not read much of the Wolverine comic, so I don't know if that was meant to be or not. But anyway, so there is that. And then obviously you have the 7th movie, which is in here, which is Days of Future Past. But I didn't watch this version because I'd already seen it several times. So I watched the Rogue version. Obviously adds Rogue into it. Thank you, AJ, again for gifting me this. I did enjoy the movie. I did think it wasn't massive adding Rogue into it. I kind of see why. I mean, I did like the story of, it didn't make sense bringing the new and the old together. I did think it good. The fact they brought the original X-Men back, but it was kind of, as far as I was concerned, a different timeline. Because obviously Rogue hadn't lost her powers, which she did in 3, and stuff like this. And it kind of resets the world. It's a different reality or a different future, a possible future where the Sentinels obviously happen in the new timeline from the First Class and stuff. And I did like it. You know, the Sentinels are still, I don't mind the design, but I'm too used to the comic one's design. But I understand, obviously, now rewatching it a few times and seeing that obviously they take the DNA from Mystique, why they change and how they alter like that. It was good to see like Warpath and Sunspot and Blink and Bishop and all these characters. And part of me, it's a shame we didn't get a movie that's entirely in the future. But it's still good to have seen clips of this and to see the people come together and the good and the bad, and then obviously kind of reset to a kind of new continuum where obviously Jean is alive, and you know, for Wolverine it is changed. I thought that was really good. So still got obviously 2 more to watch, the X-Men and then 1 Logan one. But that has been everything I've been watching this week. Have you watched any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. This has been Look What I've Been Watching, and I shall see you in the next one.